Ada for not getting back with my husband after he accused me of cheating for getting pregnant after he had a vasectomy. The situation is very strange. Everyone keeps insisting that I should go back to my husband and stop the divorce process, but I feel hurt and very betrayed. To give context, I 26F married Charles 27M 1 year ago, and our honeymoon, I found out I was pregnant. I was shocked because about a month before we got married, Charles had a vasectomy, and I hadn't been unfaithful to him. And when I told him, everything was a disaster. He immediately told his family and also my family, and everyone took Charles' side. No matter how much I cried and begged, I humiliated myself so much so that he wouldn't let me. I even knelt down so he would believe me, but Charles wouldn't listen to me. Only my brother-in-law, John 30M, Charles' brother, supported me. We were cordial, but I never considered us to be close. John was my only support when I was pregnant, because my family completely excluded me. We shared friends, so I was also rejected. Charles kicked me out of our house. My family wanted nothing to do with me for bringing shame to the family, and none of our friends took my side. I lived with John until my baby was born, and he suggested a DNA test with him, and when the results came back, the genetic match indicated that he was a close relative, possibly an uncle. When Charles heard this, he immediately came to see me and had a DNA test done, and sure enough, my baby was his. Now, everyone is apologizing to me and asking me not to go through with the divorce, that it was understandable that my husband thought I cheated on him because the chance of the vasectomy failing is very small, that I shouldn't destroy our long-standing relationship over a mistake. But I can't get over the fact that he left me alone at such a vulnerable time. I don't trust Charles, and I don't think I'll ever forgive him, especially since in the time we were apart, he got a girlfriend and they were together until the results of the paternity test came out. I'm also not willing to go to marriage counseling because I have to focus on my job after my maternity leave, and I just want to take care of my baby. And honestly, I don't think there's a marriage to save. So Aya for not wanting to get back with my husband. And yes, before anyone says it, I was an idiot for not taking a DNA test while pregnant. But I was very depressed, and those months were very confusing. I think the fact that I am alive and with my healthy baby is thanks to John because he never stopped supporting me. I also want to clarify that the biggest problem here was not that he doubted my fidelity, but that he treated me like garbage and was not willing to listen to me. I hope this makes sense. English is not my first language. Addition. Wow, there are a lot of messages and I'm a bit overwhelmed. I want to leave more information, although I will continue to respond to comments. 1. I live in an underdeveloped and very religious country. That is no excuse at all. And really, the education is not bad. But there are still certain sectors like where I live where there is still a lot of ignorance, and these topics are taboo. 2. Charles spoke to me on our wedding night about vasectomy. I admit that I believed him because I had no sexual experience. We had not had sex for religious reasons. His family is a bit more conservative than mine, but we still belong to the same community, and for religious reasons he did not want to use any other contraceptive method besides vasectomy and abstinence. 3. I admit that I was very ignorant and stupid to simply believe him and not take the trouble to inform myself about it. And it is no excuse. I just want to give you context, but these topics are very taboo. We have very little sex, education, and we are used to feeling embarrassed when talking about these issues. The first time I went to the gynecologist was when I was 18 years old, and when I had my first period, I thought I was gonna die. My life has changed because of this, but I am still fighting to break the stigmas I had. That is why I did not dare to upload it to my personal account. 5. John is gay, and although I was not excluded, John believes that he was not excluded because he does not have attitudes that his family considers shameful, and all his boyfriends, the family simply called them friends of John. 6. I really do not understand Charles' actions. I do not know if he simply did not listen to his doctors. I do not know if he had checkups, but I think he simply assumed that having a vasectomy made it impossible for him to have children. 7. I can see the hypocrisy in all this, but it really is. I guess for years I was very blinded and I just denied the hypocrisy of it all. Living with John was cathartic. I only give them the information I know. I also don't understand the actions of the others involved, especially Charles.